I'm Dennis O'Hare, the host of Morning Edition on 90.1 WABE, and we would like to welcome you to the Atlanta Press Club Loudermilk Young Debate Series, originating from the studios of PBA in Atlanta. Now, this is the debate among the Democratic candidates for DeKalb County CEO, and let's meet them. They are, in alphabetical order, Joe Bembry, who is an automotive services business owner in Decatur; Connie Stokes, who is the managing principal of the Connie Stokes Group, a management consulting firm; and Michael Thurmond, who is a former DeKalb County school superintendent. And now let's meet our panelists. Lisa George is the newscast editor for WABE. Dan Kleppel is a reporter for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution covering Atlanta government. And Dan Wisenhunt is the creator and editor for Decatur-ish, an online-only news outlet for the metro Atlanta area. Now, today's debate consists of 3 rounds, and for more information on the rules for each round, just visit the Atlanta Press Club website, atlantapressclub.org. So let's get started. In the first round, each candidate will be asked one question by one of our panelists, and the candidates have 60 seconds to answer the question. And Lisa George, you get to ask the first question to Connie Stokes.
Thanks very much. Ms. Stokes, as you know, DeKalb is the only county in Georgia that operates under the elected CEO form of government. And there was a push, though unsuccessful this year in the state legislature, to change that form of government. Does the fact that you're running for the post mean you continue to endorse the CEO form of government? If so, why? And if not, how would you go about changing it?
Thank you for your question, Lisa. I'm asking the people of DeKalb County to vote for me for CEO on the 24th of May because I bring the experience of being a state senator for 10 years and a county commissioner for 6 years. I have said all along that I do not believe that the problems that we have experienced in DeKalb County has anything to do with the fact that we have a CEO form of government. We have many, it's an executive form of government. Mayor is an executive form of government. So I do not believe that that is the problem. I believe that there, for a very, very long time, have been people that felt that the CEO form of government is bad. And so because of some of the issues that we've experienced, they've kind of tied that together. So I do not support changing the form of government, not because of me, because I'm running on my experience to lead DeKalb County, as I did as a super district commissioner, where I represented over half of the people in DeKalb County.
Ms. Stokes, thank you. And Dan Kleppel, you get the next question, and you'll ask it to Joe Bembry.
Hello, Mr. Bembry. Math isn't my strong suit, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But by my count, you've run for elected office 17 times over the years. 11 times for county commission, twice for state senate, once for state representative, once for sheriff, and 2 previous runs for the county CEO position. Why should voters assume that you are dedicated to the CEO position when your history would indicate that you'll run for whatever office is open?
I'm glad you asked that question. I've run for office a number of times. And I run for office a number of times because good representation is a gift. We've made a lot of bad decisions in DeKalb County. And I think those bad decisions in DeKalb County got us in the mess we in. We got a corruption system wherein we about $650 million short. Had they elected me, we wouldn't be here. We got roads that are in a mess every direction. Had they elected me, we wouldn't be here. We having to spend $1 billion when it comes to the water system. Had they elected me, I would have made sure the money that's supposed to have been spent on the water system was spent, it wouldn't have been stolen. Right now, they trying to add a 1% sales tax to address the fire stations. When I'm elected, I'm going to take a look, I'm going to take a crew and go over and inspect those. I expect to be able to lower our taxes up to 39%. Thank you for asking that question.
Mr. Bembry?
And you didn't mention it, but I've been in the runoff a number of times.
Mr. Bembry, thank you. And Dan Wisenhunt, you get the final question in this round, and it goes to Michael Thurmond.
Thanks, Dennis. Mr. Thurman, as I'm sure you're aware, the current DeKalb County School Superintendent and the school board have declined to support a proposal for a tax allocation district to fund the redevelopment of the former General Motors plant in Doraville. Do you think DeKalb County Schools should support the TAD, and what role do you think the county CEO should have in that discussion?
Well, thank you for the question. I want to thank PBA and the Atlanta Press Club for hosting this very special forum. First of all, the school board is not yet voted up or down as it relates to the TAD. I think the superintendent and the chair has expressed their opposition. But I think that the future of DeKalb as well as Metro Atlanta can be greatly influenced by the Doraville project. As a former superintendent who inherited a bankrupt school district, I understand their concern about protecting the financial integrity of the school system. However, I'm convinced that by working together, by developing some consensus around what's best for DeKalb County, not Doraville, not the county commission, not just the school district, but for the entire county, we'll be able to effect a compromise and a solution that will allow this very important project to go forward. My history with the Doraville project stretches back to when it was a General Motors plant, and as labor commissioner, I had to work with the men and women who lost their jobs. It's a great opportunity to take something that was broken and failed and turn it into a great economic opportunity for our county.
Mr. Thurman, thank you very much, and that concludes our first round. In the second round, each candidate will have a chance to ask one question to one of his or her opponents, and each candidate will have 30 seconds to ask the question. The person asked will have 60 seconds to respond, and then the person asking the question will get 30 seconds for rebuttal. And by random selection, Michael Thurman, you get the first question for one of your opponents.
Thank you. Mr. Bembry, could you share with us how you will improve constituent services in the CEO's office if you're elected as compared to previous CEO, the men and women who held that position?
What I would do is I would put together a package. I would put together a package wherein I would have everybody who never served on a board or any kind of committee registered with my office. I'll put out a manual listing all the department's head who you get in touch with for problems. I'll have everybody come in and I'll see them pretty much like the doctor's office. You won't have an answering machine over there. You'll have somebody answering the phone. You'll take and I'll require that all calls be returned within 72 hours. I'm going to hire 2 folks to make sure that every call come into the county is returned within 72 hours. And if you have certain problems like a smash and grab, I intend to send somebody out and give you a hug to let you know I know about it and I'm with you and help you clean up. Thank you so much.
Mr. Thurman, you have 30 seconds to rebut if you want.
No rebuttal.
All right. Connie Stokes, the second question is yours.
Yes, I chaired the budget committee when I was a
To
commissioner.
whom are you asking the question?
I'm asking it of Mr. Bembry. I'm
Okay.
going to get to that. But I mentioned that because we have competing priorities when we are put in a position of responsibility and having to appropriate all of those tax dollars. The DeKalb County budget is $1.3 billion with many competing priorities. My question to Mr. Bembry is, how would you bring on an additional 1,800 police officers, even though all of us have said that's very important? I just don't see how we could bring on, I would love to bring on 1,800 police officers. So would you explain to us how you would do that?
What happened is we got a $1 billion budget. And when you have a $1 billion budget, they get around the CEO. And all the contractors inflate their budget. I'm not going to have that. If you notice, I don't take money from those folks. And I'm going to require that they wear a medallion where when they come around me, I know who they are. I'm going to get on top of this stealing. What if happened is they build a system in the county budget wherein they steal our money? I'm not going to have any parts of that. We got a candidate here that he was recruited because they want him to take and protect these thieves. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to protect these thieves when it comes to the county, and I'm going to go after these thieves when it comes to the school system. They're going to have a grace period to take and bring that money back and all the equipment that you stolen. And then if you don't bring it back, I'm going to use those policemen to come at you. I'm going to double the police department personnel. What
Right.
they do is they
Mr.
don't...
Bembry, our time is up.
Thank you.
Ms. Stokes, 30 seconds for you.
I think he referred to me.
We'll get to that in a moment. Ms. Stokes, you have 30 seconds, and then we'll come.
I have no rebuttal.
Haven't forgotten. You have no rebuttal? All right. Mr. Bembry, were you referring to Mr. Thurman when you were talking about someone being brought in to protect people who were stealing?
Mr. Thurman know that he was recruited to
Okay.
by the crooks.
All right, Mr.
To
Thurman,
protect the crooks.
Mr. Thurman, you have 30 seconds to rebut.
Well, actually, when I was hired as the interim superintendent, the DeKalb School District was $14 million in debt. We were one step away from losing our accreditation. Third largest school district in Georgia. Our graduation rates were floundering. Test scores were actually in the basement. When I left, after 2.5 years, we had a $90 million surplus. We were dually accredited. Our SAT scores had improved by 103 points. Our graduation rate was up 13 percentage points. And just this week, it was announced that the DeKalb County School on the standardized test, the CCRPI, improved at had the highest or one of the highest improvement rates anywhere in the state.
Thank you, Mr. Thurman. And if you are just joining us, this is the debate between or among the Democratic candidates for DeKalb County CEO. And we now move to our third and final round. And in this round, each of our panelists will ask a question to the candidate of his or her choice until we run out of time. And as moderator, I'll determine whether any rebuttals are appropriate. Dan Wisenhunt, you get the first question.
Ms. Stokes, as recently reported by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, 96 officers left the DeKalb County Police Department last year, and low pay was a commonly cited reason. Do you support a pay raise for police officers to help the county retain officers? And if so, how will you pay for it without breaking the county's budget or alienating other county employees who may not be getting raises?
Well, thank you for that question. What I would do, and I've had some experience with this, each year we had to make tough decisions as budget chair in leading that fight. I was able to do something that was unprecedented, which was to get 7 votes on the DeKalb County Commission for a budget that included increasing benefits and increasing pay for police officers, which was controversial. So I have experienced that before, but we have to do it again. We have to make sure that people can go to bed at night and feel safe in DeKalb County. As I travel around the county, this is what people talk to me about. I don't think it's unreasonable, as people have told me, to worry about. I'm traveling from the grocery store at night. I'm trying to get home, and then I'm worried about someone going to knock me in the head. So I believe the other employees will be understanding that we have to be safe in DeKalb County, and therefore they need better benefits. We need to make sure they have better training, and they need an increase in pay.
Right. Lisa George gets the next question.
My question is for Mr. Thurman. Many of DeKalb County's cities are existing cities. I know we have few in the making right now, but the existing cities are intent on increasing their boundaries through annexation. As CEO, is this an effort that you would encourage or discourage, and how would you work with the cities on this issue?
Well, first of all, I would, number one, look at it on a case-by-case basis. My theory of government is that we need to reduce some of the divisiveness and the dissension that has existed between the county government and our incorporated areas. I will see the incorporated areas as potential customers and our customers of the DeKalb County government. We need to, and I've met with the municipal leaders in the county during this campaign, and I have promised to build lines, open up the lines of communication, to build bridges of cooperation, and to create a more inviting environment between the county government and the cities. Finally, I think what has happened with our budget is unconscionable. You cannot force your employees to go 7 years without a pay increase, whether it's public safety or the leader or the secretary or anyone else. We need to look at our budget, look at our resources, and prioritize what's important. And what's most important is the protection of our citizens and their families.
Dan Kleppel has the next question.
Hi, my question is for Ms. Stokes. Ms. Stokes, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution did an investigation last year of discretionary spending among DeKalb commissioners, and that report found that in 2008 and 2009, your office spent about $90,000 on printing and mailings. The Bowers-Hyde report incorrectly attributed that spending to Commissioner Watson, who of course wasn't in office at the time. So my question is, with corruption front and center in DeKalb, what was necessitated that amount of spending on printing and mailing? And can you assure voters that you weren't part of the problem when you were in office?
Thank you very much for that question. First, I want to say I can definitely assure the voters that I was not part of the problem. During the time period that you're talking about, I was the chair of the Complete Count Committee. In my 10 years in the Senate and as well as 6 years on the commission, I have served in many leadership roles. It is very, very important that when we have a census, in case you don't know what the Complete Count Committee did, it was for the 2010 census. And as you may know, every 10 years we do a census. Well, I chaired that effort. And what we tried to do, which in my opinion, I think we could have done a lot better, we tried to make sure that everyone was counted. As you may know, we get money, we get congressional appropriations based on the number of people that's in the county. I did my master's thesis on block grants. So we get all types of monies for different programs and initiatives coming to DeKalb County. So I wanted to make sure, and that's what I used that printing on. If you had looked, you would have known that all of that money was used to make sure that we had people that knew that we were going to be coming out and trying to get them to make sure that they fill out their census forms.
Dan Wisenhunt has the next question.
Mr. Bembry, in one of your earlier comments, you made reference to the DeKalb County watershed. As I'm sure you know, watershed has been the subject of a lot of controversy and complaints. Last summer, there was a issue where water pressure dropped for a lot of residents in the county. They had to issue a boil water advisory. I'm curious as to what you think is the chief problem with the DeKalb County watershed and what you would do to fix it.
I'm glad you asked that question. We under consent agreement by the federal government to take and improve our water system. What we do is we take and elect folks and we don't watch them. You can't elect folks anymore and not watch them because they're a bunch of thieves. What happened is they were on paper, they was pretending that they were spending the money on the water system, and they wasn't spending it on the water system, they was putting it in their pocket. Our water system in the county is in a mess. We need to send a bulldog over there to straighten this. It's a big mess over there. It's been misspending and thievery going way back. They've been stealing our money as far back as I can tell. I'm not going to have that. Almost everybody we elected, now, don't get mad with me, I'm just a messenger. Almost everybody we elected down through the years, they were stealing our money. They end up rich. It's a sad commentary wherein the folks don't care and they hold office for enrichment. Thank you so much.
Lisa George has the next question.
Well, I'll take a follow-up to that. You said you'd send a bulldog over to Watershed. Could you be more specific?
I think you're looking at a bulldog right now. I'm honored to go over there and straighten DeKalb County out. Let me tell you what we got here. We got, on one side of me, we got somebody who was recruited to protect the crooks. On the other side of me, we got somebody who was over there and didn't realize what was going on, and she's not coming back to us saying, hey, y'all, I need to resign. I need to apologize for not knowing what's going on. I failed when it comes. She's coming back asking us to give her a bigger responsibility. I'm asking you all to say no and send this lady home. Y'all don't really have a choice when it comes to this election. You got somebody who's trying to sell us out. You got somebody who's a do-nothing person, and you got somebody who didn't do anything before, and you got somebody who allowed things like folks to spend $109 for a month. No. when it come to me, you going to spend your own money when you buy lunch, and I'm going to reimburse you. And then if I'm not comfortable with how you spend your money, you won't get your money back.
All right,
I
Mr.
wouldn't even
Bembry?
spend
Mr. Bembry?
$9 for a lunch. Thank you so much.
Very good. And he referred to both of you. Ms. Stokes, we'll start with you. 30 seconds to rebut.
Yes, thank you. I would just say that I am, as I've stated, I'm asking the people of DeKalb County to elect me CEO because I can bring the experience that is well documented for being a state senator on the state level and as well as the local level, being a super district commissioner. All the things that I have done is documented in the county. If anyone wants to know, it's there for them to investigate. So I want to take that experience and lead this county into the future.
Mr. Thurman.
It's very important at this critical point in our history to have leadership that with integrity and honesty and fairness, leadership that does not castigate, make unsolicited accusations with no evidence. We need a leader who will bring DeKalb County together. The biggest issue facing DeKalb right now is the divide between North and South and black and white and rich and poor. I have a history of bringing people together, addressing critical, sometimes apparently intractable issues, and finding solutions that work. I will say this, I've never been arrested, never been tried, never been indicted, never convicted, never served a day in jail, Mr. Bembry.
Are you referring to Mr. Bembry?
Yes.
Mr. Bembry, you got 30 seconds.
I'm glad he mentioned that. Let me tell you something. What these folks have done, they didn't want the public to hear my message. We got a system where the folks doing business with the county, they'll give these elected officials $3,000 or $4,000, and they'll inflate their budget $1 million. It's a shame. Let me tell you something. I'm my own man. I was contacted in this election, and they told me, say, hey, look here. You just do what you're told. We'll give you money, and we'll get folks to come help you. No, 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 no. I'm not going to have that. I represent the public, and I got a duty and obligation when it comes to the public.
All right, Mr. Bembry, we're really short of time here. Dan Kleppel has a question. One candidate, and that candidate has 30 seconds to respond. Sorry about that, but that's the time we've got.
Okay. My question is for Mr. Thurman. Would you support a referendum to change the CEO form of government in DeKalb County?
I support the compromise that was worked out by the DeKalb delegation, which was set up an authority or a commission to look at all of DeKalb County government. Our government is broken, and we need to look at every aspect of it, from CEO to secretary, and then allow a citizen involvement and discussion and bring forward a recommendation as to how we can build a 21st century that will serve the citizens of DeKalb County, Georgia. There are no sacred cows in my administration.
All right, Mr. Thurman, thanks very much. That's all the time we have for questions. So each candidate now has 60 seconds to make a closing statement. Mr. Bembry, you're up first.
Let me tell you something. You all really don't have a choice in this election. On one side of me, we got a man. That was a superintendent that said she was $200 million short. $200 million short. He come in to cover up and protect that lady and say that he fined $200 million. If he can find money like that, we don't need him on the commission. We need him out finding money. On the other side of me, we got a lady who was over there. She was over there, and she said she didn't realize what was going on. That's what the Germans say when they was taking them to the gas chamber. They say they didn't realize what was going on. We don't know if she was part of that thievery or not. Plus, she's been in office a number of times. I think we should limit folks holding office. You should hold office one time and go home. What will happen is we have a system of career thieves. And what happened is I want to send these career thieves home. Come May the 24th, I need your vote. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Bembry. Mr. Thurman, your turn.
Thanks once again for giving us this opportunity. I want to commit to the citizens and the voters of DeKalb County, Georgia, that a vote for Mike Thurman is a vote for new leadership, it's a vote for a new vision, and it will be a vote for a new direction for our county. We've been through some very difficult times, but the good book teaches us that weeping endures just for the night, but joy cometh in the morning. A vote for Mike Thurman will usher in a new day, a government that is honest, that's transparent, and that provides high-quality service to the citizens and the taxpayers of our county. We're at a critical crossroads, but I have great faith in DeKalb County. We're one of the most diverse counties in the state and in the Southeast. I have great faith in our citizens, and together we will create a new day, a new government, a new vision for our county, and we will become a national model of cooperation, progress, and promise. Thank you once again for this opportunity, and thank you so much for your votes and your prayers.
Thank you, Mr. Thurman. Ms. Stokes, your closing statement.
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you to the Atlanta Press Club and, just everyone that worked to get us here today. I am asking for the people of DeKalb County for their vote on May 24th so that I can take the experience that I have served with honor in 2 positions of elective office, 10 years as a state senator and 6 years on the county commission, where I served in leadership for both, serving in leadership on the state level as the assistant floor leader for Governor Barnes, also serving as the chair of the Health and Human Services Committee, which was so sought after, and then coming to DeKalb County, serving on the local level, and then chairing the Budget Committee. All of these positions are influenced by confidence of not only, the people who elect me to be there, but my colleagues. I have been able to work across party lines and be able to get things done. So I'm asking for a vote for Connie Stokes on May 24th.
Thank you, Ms. Stokes. And that concludes our debate. Now we'd like to remind voters primary elections, as you've heard from the candidates, will be held on Tuesday, May 24th. Early voting, by the way, is already underway. Our thanks to the candidates and to our panel of journalists, and we'd also like to thank the Atlanta Press Club for arranging today's debate. If you'd like more information about the Atlanta Press Club and all of the debates that they will be hosting this primary election season, just visit atlantapressclub.org. I'm Dennis O'Hare. Thank you for joining us for the Atlanta Press Club Loudermilk Young Debate Series. Have a good day.